All right, YouTube world, it's Joe, the 50 something Dasher, with a special Sunday edition of the daily recap videos. And this is going to be for Sunday, December 10th. A couple things I want to start off with before I get into the Dash from today. If any of the my new subscribers that signed up on it was either I got 9 subscribers on the 5th and the 6th, so just 4 or 5 days ago. If any of you could maybe comment on this video and let me know how you found the channel, or if something kind of special was going on or whatever. I had the my channel went viral, if you want to by my standards, 450 views nearly just on that one day. And then that was like I said, that was December 6th. And then immediately following the 7th through now, it just nosedived back down to the numbers that I've been getting up until that day, like, I don't know, 30, 40 views a day or something. But on that one day, it was nearly 450. So I was just curious if did I get some extra traffic because another gig tuber maybe mentioned my channel, or it was, advertised somewhere or something. So just like I said, if any of you that signed up on the 5th or 6th want to throw a comment to let me know, and I'm just curious. Also, I wanted to talk about the subject for the video, for this video, and the photo, the hospital photo. Okay, so the deal is that on Saturday, yesterday, I went to my W-2 and I only lasted about an hour and a half. I have this serious medical issue that's been going on for since like March of this year when I first found out about it. But anyway, I was having some issues and I was like, I gotta leave here and I gotta go get checked out. So I left. I went to an urgent care who I went there first, and basically they said, you need to go into the ER like right now. And so I left there, and then went to the emergency room. That's where that photo was taken. So me in the ER yesterday. And so they basically, and then I was there for a couple hours. They discharged me, and basically I was told that tomorrow, Monday, is my only thing that I have to worry about Monday is making a doctor's appointment. Like this is that serious. And he's like, Monday first thing, that's all your only concern for that whole entire day is making a doctor's appointment. And so anyway, so then I had to miss that. I went ahead and called work, and I'm missing the whole entire weekend this weekend. But I figured I still today I woke up early and I felt all right. I still wanted to try dashing and kind of like double dip on the money because I'm using time off, paid time off for missing work, and I figured, well, I could pick up some extra money as well. And the thing about dashing is, it's not nearly as strenuous as my W-2, and I'm in the car most of the time. If like I logged in this morning, and the beauty of DoorDash, if I had any problems whatsoever physically, I wasn't feeling right or felt weak or like any kind of symptoms like I was having Saturday morning, then I just log off and come home and take it easy like I'm supposed to. But as long as I was feeling okay, I did have a headache throughout most of the dash, and I got to restock my car with painkillers because my bottle was empty out there. So that was the only little thing, but otherwise I was fine today. And just just going forward had to, the instructions I was given at the hospital, need to follow that and make this appointment and get on my treatment plan like as soon as possible here. But on to the dash, like I said, I woke up early and I logged on at 5:20 in the morning, and this was going to be all new for me. I'm not never dashed on like maybe a Saturday or Sunday. I can't remember like having the day off from my W 2 and logging in for a whole day on the weekend. So I had no idea what to expect. And you see, I waited almost an hour for my first offer. Was this 750 11.5 mile IHOP? Keep in mind, I'm 3 miles from the restaurant, so if you want to factor that in, it's 750, 8.5 miles. Still not very good, and I'm going like near downtown. But hey, my acceptance rate I believe was 69%. I want to say entering the dash, so I'm taking it. Um, and then no real problems with that order, stories or anything. And then I get this 1150 13 miles Meyer order. I'm taking it. I come back home and get this order, and I turn around and go right back up north again. But I'm taking it. And the lower standards, when I get below 75%, and then and I don't, like I said before in the previous videos, I don't wait until the last week like a lot of other dashers do, and the whole hell week thing and all that. I don't want to. I'd rather be consistently throughout the month where I need to be at, and it just works better for me to address the situation throughout the month. Um, so I go to Meyer. Here's the list. Only four things to shop for. So this first item, I figure when I first saw this is gonna be tricky because anytime, or at least I think it's going to be tricky, because anytime you get something, some kind of specific seasonal type item in one of these orders, I just kind of cringe. But you go back to my that video around Halloween time, that Halloween costume that I found, like that, and then I couldn't believe it. So hey, maybe I don't have any problems on the Harry Potter ornaments either. Um, no problems at all with these other three items. I head over to the other side of the store, and here's a close up of the Harry Potter. Now, I I was a little bit confused here. I'm just assuming that it just one of any of the different ornaments. That's my assumption here. It says, Hallmark Mystery 2.0, Harry Potter and Gang, 2.4-inch ornaments, and then but a quantity of one, and it's not showing like the package of a set. It doesn't have the word set anywhere in there. So I just assumed one ornament. Um, so they didn't have any sets. I only saw two Harry Potter ornaments. I saw Harry Potter himself and like the, what is it? I don't watch Harry Potter. What's it? Stalworth's Castle, Woolworth's Castle, Woodworth. I don't know. I don't know the characters' names. Some kind of castle, and those are the only two that I saw. So I got Harry Potter. It didn't scan, but it allowed me to take a photo of it. So that's what I did. And, you know, I went with that. It's early in the morning. Maybe I should have messaged the customer, but I went with my hunch here that I'm only supposed to get one ornament out of any of the choices. I didn't hear, there was no blowback from the customer, but even if there was, then I would have explained all of that, and if there would have been blowback, but there wasn't. I delivered that, and no issues. Okay, next was this CVS item. That so you see where I'm at. That was I had just delivered the Harry Potter order, and so I get a order coming back. Now I did have this drive right here to making me go further north. That really wasn't a bad drive. That was just maybe like a mile and a half or something like that, and it wasn't bad to get to the CVS. It was a CVS I'd been to before, so once I pulled up on it, I was familiar with it. And so here's the list here on that. And I found these two things. This one I had trouble with. I had to ask an associate, and the reason I didn't see it, it was like it was on the bottom shelf and pushed back all the way back, so that's why I didn't see it. But found all of those items, and so this is the order. I was thinking here for a minute that I might be keeping all this stuff for myself, and I was kind of thinking, what would I do with it? I mean, I don't know, pain and scar medication. I might not have ever used. The gauze, my wife and I might have used at some point, and I don't know about this wound cleanser. Because what happened was I was heading back to zone. This was an in zone delivery, so I was heading back to zone. I was just following GPS, and other dashers, you probably have several locations in your zone that are like this as well, but GPS directs me to a closed entrance of the warehouse. And it's just so different things were running through my mind. First of all, I forgot to mention at the start of the video, with me being sick and everything, and this just kind of like a Sunday like bonus dash or what, I wasn't concerned with so much with the type of orders and like long distance orders and the money I made, all the different stats. What today I just want to get out there and do some orders until I didn't feel good or started getting tired and log off. Okay. So I certainly didn't need a stress filled delivery like this. I come up to that closed gate once before, and I almost did this, but once before I drove like in the grass, like around a gate like that one time. I forget where it was, but I kind of illegally did that one time, and it crossed my mind to do that, but I'm like, no, it's a stupid thing to do. You don't know about driving, into grass and ditches and crap. You can mess up your car, so you gotta be, smart about that kind of thing. So I started to go down. I had to get in from the other side. I started to go one direction and past the warehouse, and then on my left hand side I started seeing houses, and I was like, oh crap, maybe this probably isn't the way I was supposed to go, because I doubt I can cut through houses to get into the warehouse. So I turned around, went back the other way, and I was halfway following GPS, halfway trying other routes. And long story short, there was about 4 miles anyway added on this trip that there was supposed to be. And when I turned around, and was going the other direction, and seeing that it was gonna still be a couple more miles, long miles before I got there, it crossed my mind to drop this order and keep the stuff. I would have had to keep it because shopping orders, I follow DoorDash's instructions now. If I shop the order and close it out and it says disregard or not disregard, dispose of the receipt, then I throw it away. If I don't want trash in my pockets or in the car, I throw it away and then walk to my car. I didn't have a receipt for this. I, I I would have dropped the order and been stuck with this merchandise. And but I'm like, no, I was like this close. No, I'm gonna deliver it. I'm not. It is what it is. Just calm down and take the long route and deliver it. I'm delivering to a truck driver, which I've talked about. That's always kind of irritating. So the instruction said call when you get there. Okay, great. Just something to make this delivery even worse than it already is. I pull in, but then I see messages from the truck driver. He said, I'm at, and he gives a specific door number where he's at, dock door. I was, oh, okay. So I don't have to call him. I circle around the building. I'm approaching that dock door. I see him, and, he has this big smile on his face, and I hand him the order. Have a nice day. I close out the order, and I get a screen here that says 0 tip. So thank you very much. Whatever football team you were watching today, I hope they lost. 725, 0 tip. The guy, with that smile on his face, he was probably enjoying himself the whole time I was struggling. He was probably watching me on the tracker on his phone and saw me pull up to that gate and turning around and going this way and that way and all different kinds of directions. He was probably loving it. He's like, oh, that fucking idiot low life DoorDash driver. Look at all this crap I'm making him go through. Yes. And wait till he gets here and he closes out the order and it's gonna be doubly, but he'll see this 0 tip as the cherry on top of the cake. Yeah. And he was probably loving it. Oh well, oh well. I hope you had a good laugh over my expense. Thank you very much. Whatever. Next order, I get a good order. 750 McDonald's. So absolutely took this one. No additional notes on that. And then I was again. Like I said, I don't know a Sunday all day. I don't know when the busy times are or slow times. Like I do on the patterns on the weekdays. I don't know. So I'm making my way home at this point, and I think this. I'm pretty sure this is the order where I'm like almost right about to turn onto my street, and then I get this offer, and I'm so close to home that I go ahead, I take this order, even though it's not very good, but the delivery's close to the pickup, so and it's only 3 items, low standards, I take it. And I pull in home. I also forgot to mention at the start of the video, just like this morning, I forgot that I walked up out of here without my glasses. So see, when I'm on this computer, I don't need them, and the glasses set right here, and I'm waiting for an order, and then it happens sometimes I get an order and just up and walk out, and forget my glasses. So I stopped here. I put some ice in my water, got my glasses, and immediately drove out to Dollar General. Now it's not my Dollar General. I pass that one and go to the one that's about 2 miles farther down. And so I get there, and so I get to the Dollar General, and the almost 1 year of dashing coming up here. December 14th is my 1 year. This first time, first time I've had this, where you come up to the store, the signs on the store is closed, and for the very first time ever, I in the app marked that a store is closed, and I had something to take a picture of, and got unassigned off this order, and it paid me like I think half of the amount. It was like a dollar 85, $1.87, something like that. So I got a half pay for this, but yeah, very first time. And then next was a decline. 475, 7.5. I'm taking some bad orders today, but this one was just a little bit too bad. I mean, I didn't want to go out to the Westland Mall area for only not even $5. So decline. And then almost immediately, you see here, that's 843. So just not even, just a minute later, I get a much better offer. I get this $6 2 mile McDonald's. So yeah, absolutely. Glad I declined that order. Got something, much better. So I head over to McDonald's, and I get inside the store, and the store associate right away tells me that their system is down. They can't do any orders at all. So 2 straight orders I'm dropping because the store can't do any orders. On this one, when I dropped it because of system issues, I didn't get half pay for this one. It was only for stores closed. I don't know what the difference is, but I didn't get anything for this one other than I just got a penalty free drop. And uh, this isn't really all that great. Starbucks again. I've mentioned this. You have to go out of zone for Starbucks, so this wasn't too horrible. I just from that position you see there, I just jump on the interstate and go one exit over. Get off. The Starbucks is right there, right by the Walmart, and pick that up. It was ready, and then I just hop back on the interstate, come back the way I came, and deliver. So it's it's higher mileage, but an easy order. And I like doing Starbucks orders. I wish the Starbucks in zone here would start doing DoorDash, and because that would be probably a lot more customers in my zone would be ordering it if that was the case. And I get some good orders probably from, but I don't know. Then I had kind of an update. I had $40 after this order, $40 at 9:10. So not bad. Next offer, I took this. I know it looks horrible. $7. This, I don't know. Maybe this is the worst order I took today, but 11 miles going, not the downtown, west side Columbus, like the near west side, and it's 2 orders, and I only had to go to one customer. So again, I'm kind of looking for order count right now as well, in addition to pay. So I went ahead and took this. Um, here's the Dollar General list. It was just two items. I had to have help with this from an associate. I couldn't find either one of these. We had a the associate help me find a substitute for this, and this. The gloves were not the kind of gloves that were in household. It was like gloves over in like and see they DoorDash has this in the household category, but it wasn't. These were over near the like the medications and stuff, like first aid and medications and medical gloves type of thing. So yeah, I without that associate's help, I wouldn't have been able to do this order like at all, pretty much. Um, I delivered to the slums on the west hands or on the west side. This was near like Cooper Stadium, the which has been condemned, like a condemned eyesore for the city for like years. But anyway, here's the back of that apartment building. Look at this, unreal. This is where I delivered to. And look at this utility box with all these wires dangling out of it, and fire safety hazard personified. I mean, so yeah, that was interesting. And then this next shot here, this doesn't surprise me at all that was a zero tip order. The Dollar General portion zero, Sonic portion zero. I hope your team lost today. Thank you very much. Next, of course, I was still in that area. Look at me. I'm trying hard as I can to get out of downtown Columbus area. I'm almost out of it. And I get, I'm just about to turn on to 62. I'm right at that intersection. And I get this Tommy's Diner. That now you see on the map here, I have to go back to where I just was. But even with going back and it's delivering to zone, even having to track back, it's still just showing 6.5 miles here for $11. So this is a new place. I don't know anything about Tommy's Diner. So I head back, take a little bit different route. Man, I come up on this one intersection. I think this might have been on Broad Street, if I'm not mistaken. I come up to turn onto Broad, and there's this like grassy hill in front of me on the other side of the intersection that was like a homeless ghetto. I mean, there was trash all over this hill and homeless people tents, and it looked horrible. I mean, as depressing as it gets. I made my right hand turn. I go down there, and I was kind of surprised. This place it was like really busy. Must be a popular place. And but it had a huge parking lot. I didn't have any problems parking, so that was a relief. And I go in there, and it took me a minute to get pointed to the right person, but once I did, I mean, they just went back a few feet. The order was sitting right there, was ready to go, and boom, I was out the door. So pretty easy pickup. The guy I delivered to, he was real cool. After I left, he said "Go Bengals," and then the guy left me a $9 tip. And of course, because of that, of course, DoorDash lowers their amount to $2. So thank you, DoorDash. DoorDash, I hope your team lost today, whoever it is. um, then I came back to zone. I was able to gas up the car, and while I was at the gas station, I get this. So 650, only 4 miles. I'll take it. I really had to go to the bathroom too. And hey, as an added bonus, Frisch's has a better bathroom than the gas station does. So hey, works out for me in more ways than one. I head over to Frisch's, get the order. And another funny story. So I'm heading towards this customer, and I'm on the street, and approaching the customer, watching my house numbers. Then I see the house, and it doesn't look like the first driveway is theirs. That goes to their neighbor. It looks like to me. So I'm like, I'll just drive up to the next driveway, is probably this customer's, and I'll pull into the driveway. No, you're not pulling into that driveway. Look, check this out. Look at that fallen tree. Like, but you can't even see the driveway in this picture that I took when I come back to the car. So yeah, I had to park on the street and walk around this giant tree to make this delivery. That's kind of funny. And then next, I'm coming back to zone and get a second consecutive Frisch's order that I accepted this order at. There was 1 second left on the time. I almost missed out on this order, and because I was pulling into Frisch's and I wanted to get the car parked first. So I was in the process of parking the car, and I see it go that you see, 2 seconds. I hurried up and took this. I was like in this parking spot, but not stopped yet. So at 2 seconds, I took the screenshot and then accept at 1 second, and so I got the order. 753 miles, and delivering within zone. So yeah, absolutely. Um, and what's next here? Another Meyer order, 654 miles, and you see the customer is just practically right across the street from the Meyer. So yeah, this only 2 items, so absolutely, I'll take it. But then I kind of got screwed slightly. So that was at 11:11. So 6 minutes later, I must be like, I think I had already arrived and out of my car and everything. They go to stack this one on me, $11, 13 miles for an additional 13 miles. So this was not good at all. But I took it. I talked about it. I was below 70% entering the days, lower standards. I took it. Um, and it, it didn't end up. The second order was mostly grocery items, a couple things from the frozen department, and some milk, and a couple, like laundry detergent and fabric softener. It was a pretty standard, like, grocery shop order, and pretty easy. So here's the screen. So I finished everything it took me 19 minutes. Because this was a stacked grocery order, they didn't have the timer down here. Um, 19 minutes. The first customer, they just had two things from the pet department, dog food and dog treats, and that was it for the customer that was close. And then you see a couple of the other here. This right here was a substitute for that. So these top three pictures are for customer A, and then a couple of the items for the second customer shown there. And then I only declined 2 orders for the day. So this Genji Go, you see I'm right in the vicinity of the restaurant, and then so I got practically practically the whole 13 miles is to the customer out east. I've already done several, you've seen, I already done several long distance trips to this point, and, no thanks. Um, and it's like, we're at this point, it's past 12 again. I'm not used to dashing on a Sunday, and there's NFL football games at 1 o'clock. So I'm thinking, now it's getting closer to start time for the games. Where are my party-sized football orders? Is that, can I get something like that? And then DoorDash says, absolutely not. This is what we're going to give you instead. Look at this. And hey, again, lower standards. I'm taking it. 723, over 9 miles, 2 orders, 2 customers. You're looking at $3, $3.50 each range. Horrible. But hey, if I decline that counts as 2 declines. So I took it. It is what it is. And I got, like I said earlier, I have, bigger problems to deal with right now than these DoorDash orders. I mean, this right here is the least of my concerns. I got the health issue to deal with. So it's like, it was like whatever. Okay, so I go to pick this up, and the first order, any guess as to where the first order went to? I'd been there yesterday. That's a clue. Nope, not the ER. The urgent care. The same urgent care I went to yesterday. That's where that Charlie's went to. How crazy is that? I think, gosh, if I have delivered to, because it's a medical building with like 3 or 4 different suites, and the urgent care I went to was like suite 200. Now I know I've delivered to the other suites before, but suite 200 maybe only once before, something like that, out of 2,300 plus orders. So that was pretty crazy that order went to. See, even though I end up taking a trashy order, at least kind of like a funny type of story came out of that I was able to tell, for whatever that's worth. And then I was off to deliver the TJs. That actually delivered to kind of like across the main drag, and back away is probably like 2 miles away from the urgent care. And I was on a road that's like all businesses except for one single house, and that's where that delivered to. So it GPS saying that I was approaching the turn and to be turning left. Well, the only thing that was on the left hand side at all was one house, so that was easy to know where to go. And so I close out that order, and you see for the 273 tip for the Charlies, and the TJ's customer tipped 0. And so to the TJ's customer, I hope your team won today. Actually, why did I want them to win? Why did I say that? Well, I'll get to that here in a second. Okay, so then I get another. Let's keep rocking and rolling with these low paying Meyer orders. 725, 4 miles in zone, only 3 items. I was actually I went to the Meyer between after the previous after I dropped off at that home. Then I came to the Meyer, parked the car, went inside, went to the bathroom, came out to my car, was just kind of sitting there a couple minutes, and then I get a Meyer order, and I'm sitting right there in the parking lot. So I go inside, and here's the list for this. Um, this had to be substituted. This was easy to find. The potatoes, I messed up a little bit. I didn't see a bag that said simply perfect. I mean, I just saw bags that said russet potatoes. So I thought I had to build 5 pounds worth of potatoes in a sack. And so that's what I did. And I sit there and weighed it and got my 5 pounds and click on the next screen. But then the app was asking for a barcode. I probably should have clicked on that first. And so then, but I left the bag of potatoes that I built, I left it on the weigh scale for the moment. And then I went over and just picked up a bag of potatoes and scanned it, and it scanned. So even though it wasn't titled that right there, but that was the item. And then so I just took my sack and just, dumped it out, back into the bin. um, that was kind of funny. And then, so next, and now at this point, after I delivered this, I figured I kind of had enough to this point. So I'll start making my way back home, and if I get something, fine. If not, I'll just end the dash at home. And pretty much right away, I get these two Subway orders. So I get a 5.50 for not even a mile and a half. So I'll take it. I'm game. And then just 2 minutes later, I'm not even at the store yet, and they stack another one for 6.50 for an additional. So $12 for only 2.7 miles. Heck yeah. One of them, the first one was just two subs, and the second one was one sub and a little box of cookies. So yeah, as simple as can be on those orders. And then I make my way home. And I get all the way into my garage without another order after that. Oh, I forgot to mention just before these two Subway orders, it must have been like right around when I was delivering that TJ's order, um, or the Meyer order. I'm sorry. Um, they DoorDash added a peak of $1 per order until like 3:30 p.m. or whatever. So these two payout amounts that you see on the Subway, those each of those orders included a $1 peak. Um, and then my dash summary was, you see here up to this point. So I did 17 orders, $116 to that point. I'll get to that here in a second. So I was logged in for 8 hours, 23 minutes, and you see there the active time, 5:47. So I had about 2.5 hours of downtime. I think a lot of that was a lot of my deadheading back from the longer trips. Did not do good on mileage, 147 miles. But the 17 orders, got my order count up there. Now at 2,430 orders, just 25 orders to go now before those drops from not this past Friday, but the Friday before, those three drops that I call it the fiasco. They'll now drop off in just 25 orders from now. So, and then I picked my acceptance rate. I accepted 17 out of 19 offers today, which boosted me up to 74% acceptance rate. Now on that no tipper, last screenshot here on the no tipper, I said I hope your team won today. That's because after I got home and and you know, had already closed out the dash and everything, and this was like, I don't have the time for, let's see, so that was at 1:44. Go back into my photo album here. No, it's already deleted off my phone. Um, it's probably like, I want to say like 5 minutes after that dash summary screen. So I get this message on my phone that the TJ's customer originally is zero tip. They added the tip later, so $4. So like I said, thank you very much. I hope your team won today. So anyway, that is it for the dash. I think I forgot to mention earlier. This is a Sunday dash, and I'm recording this video now. And but I'm not posting this until it'll be posted early Monday morning because I already had a video posted today. The alcohol video. Yes, no more alcohol. Yes. I didn't, of course, no alcohol orders today, and hopefully not ever again. Thank you very much. So that got posted today. This will now be a Monday morning video, and if I can get my doctor's appointment tomorrow and get things, get an appointment and get situated with that and we'll see what happens and how I feel. I might do some orders tomorrow and post another video tomorrow, but we'll see. If not, for sure I'll be back to dashing on Tuesday. But anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to like it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you're a dasher, be safe out there dashing, especially over the Christmas holiday season here. And that is it for this update. Thanks again.